Hey guys, welcome back to Algebra. So today we're going to be looking at graphing inequalities. Now you may be like, dude, we just got finished with that. Guess what? I'm not talking about number lines. I'm talking about graphing inequalities in a coordinate plane. I'm not joking. I just want to show you how this works in a 2D world, in a two-dimensional world. First, I'm going to show you how you can graph inequalities in a coordinate plane with one variable. Alright, to try y is greater than or equal to 2. Okay, you know what? Don't worry. I did not expect you to get that out right off the bat, okay? Unless you actually learned about this earlier. So, anyways, y is greater than or equal to 2. So, what do we do here? Simple. Graph a line. So, notice that this is an greater than or equal to sign. So we got to put a solid line through y equals 2. Okay? And that's it, right? Wrong. Wrong. Because notice that the y can also be greater than 2. So we have to show that perspective of the inequality, that y can be greater than 2. So you have a rule. If you have a greater than or equal to sign, you must shade above the line. And that, my friends, is how you graph an inequality in a coordinate plane. Or at least a 1D one. Sounds weird to say it, 1D. Alright, try y is less than -1. Ooh, got a catcher here. Look at that. We have a y cannot be equal to -1. So what do you got to do? Alright, so we know if y cannot be equal to -1, that means when we graph this, we don't use a solid line. We use a dashed line. Yup. And then, since we have a less than sign, guess what we gotta do? If you get a less than or equal to sign, you gotta shade below the line. Alright, that's how inequality graphing works. Pretty simple. Now, I want you to try this one. So what do we do now? Huh? Oh no, you tell me. Well, note that we have a greater than sign, not a greater than or equal to sign. So guess what kind of line we gotta use? Solid line or dashed line? A dashed line, right. Now notice that x is the variable here. And when we have the one variable as x, we gotta have a vertical line. So y is greater than -2, so we put a dashed line through x equals -2. And then we got a greater than sign. So that means the x values have to be greater than -2. And those will be the values over here. So we shade to the right. And there's your graph. Alright, one more one-dimensional. Alright, so how about x is less than or equal to 0? Try and graph it, see what happens. Okay, so we got what x is less than or equal to 0. We got an equal to right there. It says it can be equal to 0, so guess what line we gotta use? Solid line or dashed line? Solid line. So we gotta put a solid line through x equals 0. And then which direction? Well, it's pointing to the left, so I'd say we shade to the left. Would you look at that? What an amazing display. And then, alright, so that was too easy. Now I want to give you some a little bit harder ones. Actually, it's not that hard. Don't worry. So now I'm going to show you this one. Alright, so we got 2x minus 4y is less than 8. Now, remember, you know what kind of form this is? This is called standard form. Now you might be saying, hey, you know what? I can't graph this. I'm gonna have to write in slope-intercept form. You can do that, but I'm going to give you a tip on graphing these just the way they are. All right. So remember that the x-intercept is this number divided by this number, and the y-intercept is this number divided by this number. Yep. It's now we're ready to graph. So 8 divided by -4 is the y-intercept. That would be -2. And then we get 8 divided by 2, which equals 4. And now we can graph this. Now look at that. We got a less than sign. Which line do we use? Solid line or dashed line? Same rules apply here. It's a dashed line. Not the best graph, but whatever. That's what happens when I draw dashed lines that are slanted. Alright, so now we got a less than sign. So do we think we need to shade above or below the line? Well, I'm going to show you what it is. So we got a less than sign. When you got a less, remember the same rules apply for lines like these. If you have a less than sign, you must shade below the line. And below the line would be this region. Right here. Alright. Hopefully it didn't cause you too much trouble. Alright. I'm going to give you one more. Actually, how about this one? Think you can graph that? I don't know. You tell me when you get back. Or you say, because guess what? Time's up. Y is greater than or equal to 2x minus 4. Alright, so we notice that this is in slope-intercept form. So we can actually write this out. Oh, you don't need to see that. And then, so we need to graph the y-intercept, which is -4. And then we have a slope of 2. So we need to go up 2, left, right 1. And then, notice this is a greater than or equal to sign, so we had to do a solid line, as you can see here. And then we got ourselves a greater than or equal to sign again, so guess which one we got a shade? Above or below the line? And the answer is above the line. And that region that's above the line is this one right here. I'm just going to do a whole bunch of figure eights, okay? There we go. Just thought I'd have a little bit of fun at the end for the end of this lesson. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching, guys. That's how we solve graph inequalities in 1 and 2 variables in the coordinate plane, not on a number line. We're not going to be doing that for a while, okay? So anyways, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And if you really like this video, please share with your friends, and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Next time, we're going to be wrapping up the systems of linear equations unit with systems of linear inequalities. Alright? So thanks so much again, guys. Have an amazing rest of your day. That's all, folks.